News 18 this morning continues our breast cancer awareness series with IU Health Arnett this morning. And today we're looking at the role family history and genetics play. Nurse practitioner Nadine Klein is our guest this morning. Thank you so much for being here. So let's talk a little bit about specifically what is the role when it comes to family and genetics when we're speaking of breast cancer.
So we know that some breast cancers are caused by specific family genetics. But that's actually a pretty small amount of breast cancers, but it is important that people know what their family history is and whether or not they have a lot of people with breast and ovarian cancer in their family.
And so when we're speaking of that, and so say a daughter and the mother or grandmother may have had breast cancer back in time, are you urging them to be more aware of their body and to get screened more?
Right, so it'd be important for them to know what their history is, and also if their family member has had breast cancer, then whether or not they've ever been tested for any of the genetic mutations that we are aware of, because that would change what their screening recommendations would be.
And who are you, how often then should they be getting screened?
It's not about as often, it's more about earlier on. So women who have had, have a BRCA mutation for breast cancer, those women are recommended to start screening at like age 25 or 30, so much earlier than folks who don't have any family history or genetic mutation.
And do you also play a big role in the transition once people get treated and just trying to make that transition as smooth as possible back to normal life, if you will? Talk a little bit about that.
So survivorship is a big part of cancer care. It's all about helping people after they've finished with their treatment for curative cancer on how to get back to normal life, what their recommendations are for their surveillance. In other words, how often do they need to be continuing to come in for appointments or other testing to make sure that their cancer hasn't come back, and what they can do to do healthy behaviors to prevent their cancer from coming back, and in other words, just lead a healthy life.
Okay, Nadine Klein, thank you so much for being here with us this morning.